Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another LA vlog. We are just in a Waymo, which I have to say, I now way prefer it over Uber because we've been in an Uber twice since using Waymo all the time, just because the Waymo does sometimes take a long time. Let me shut this window so you can hear me. And in the last 2 times that we've been in this Uber, they have driven and jolted so many times, or they've taken a wrong exit, or last time they dropped us off at the wrong place. And so now I'm like very pro Waymo and we love it. But anyway, we are just going to the one hotel today. Nicole's laughing because I was so
What's the other benefit?
They can't hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, Nicole loves that benefit, that they can't hear our conversation. Yeah, I guess so. I don't feel embarrassed right now to vlog, which I probably would feel 1% embarrassed if there was someone in the car. But anyway, we're going to the one hotel today to do some work, and then I'm actually meeting David Guillaume in the afternoon, which is really exciting because I actually just cold DM'd him, and then we got talking and we got along, and then I said, do you want to meet for coffee tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I'm going to meet him now, which is really, really exciting because I absolutely love his work, and I'm basically going to convince him to come on the podcast. I feel, honestly, and I know some of you are going to say I'm ridiculous for this, defo feel my self-doubt here is way higher than normal. I just have to keep bringing it back to like exercises that I do. But anyway, I do feel a lot of imposter syndrome here. And so what was my point I was even going to make? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I was very nervous to reach out to guests last week because my imposter syndrome was so high, and I almost didn't reach out to so many people because I was so worried. And I think after DMing him, and then I'm now going to meet him today, it's just made me realize it's just trial and error, and I have to keep going and I have to keep pushing myself. So if you're watching this and you're somebody who is nervous to do something because you think the answer is going to be no, you don't know that. You know, it's kind of like when I was here a few years ago and I asked Stephen Bartlett to be on my podcast, and I remember at the time when he wrote the LinkedIn article, he was like, it's so great that you just asked and you were so ballsy. And at the time I was like, it wasn't really much of a big deal. But now I have so much more self-doubt and a lot more imposter syndrome doing stuff. And so now I'm like, wow, I really was quite ballsy, wasn't I? So anyway, the sign is today, just ask, just message, just do what it is that you're stopping yourself from doing, because you are the blocker in your own life. Like, we are all our own blockers, and so we need to move out of the way and then do the thing we want to do, because then you might also be going for coffee with a person that you never thought would even reply to you. Anyway, we're gonna go to the hotel now. I hope you enjoyed that little pep talk. I hope you enjoy the rest of this vlog. If you do, please like and subscribe, and if you don't, it takes under 2 seconds anyway, and it's completely free, and you'll be doing me a massive favor. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I will see you later. This is our office. This is our office for the day at the one hotel. I'm gonna go sit over there when that one's working. What a beautiful day. Look at the view from this place. Amazing. Okay, this is the reason I absolutely love LA. So basically, I was so nervous last week to message guests. And anyway, my whole story with David is a little bit different because someone asked me if I wanted to have my podcast before, but it just didn't work out because I wasn't in LA and he wasn't coming to London. But anyway, I just feel that it's so important that whatever it is you have convinced yourself that you're not going to be able to do, that you bloody do it, all right? Because I told myself there's no point me messaging certain people because they're just going to say no. I have no connection to David, really, honestly, no personal connection. I called, DM'd him, I met him, we went for a walk, he invited me to his house, he showed me his entire home, he showed me his podcast studio, his closet, he introduced me to his girlfriend. You know, he was so kind and generous with his time, and he was, honestly, I just think this is such an LA thing where people are so energetically attracted to you, like you attract the same energy, if that makes sense. And I feel people are so inviting into their homes, which I think is very unusual and very different from the UK. I've just seen this book shop, by the way, and I've been desperate to buy a new book. So I'm just going to go in. I'm going to finish telling you the story in a minute. Sorry about that. I just haven't brought a good book with me here, and I needed to buy a good book. So I bought The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which everyone's telling me to get, and then a psychology book underneath. So once I finish reading them, I'll tell you. My toxic trait, by the way, is I love to buy a million books, but they're so flipping expensive here, so I didn't. But when I was in India airport, I bought 6 books. I didn't read all of them, so that's my toxic trait. Anyway, I'm crossing the road on the wrong angle. I was basically saying, wasn't I think that it is so important to do the thing that you're so afraid to do, because you absolutely might get the result. I feel like I'm going to run over here in a minute. Maybe I shouldn't be walking and talking, but anyway, I honestly feel last week I was in this rut of thinking, oh God, no one's going to say yes to me, no one's going to come on the podcast, because people in America have so many followers, by the way, and everyone has a blue tick, I don't, and so my messages always get lost. And so people always say to me, why don't you have a blue tick? And I'm like, because I haven't been verified yet, and I refuse to pay for the verification. And so I really have a lot of self-doubt coming here, and especially when you're in a new place, and I think when you're doing outreach and you don't really know anyone, it just feels really scary. But anyway, it was really amazing today that the outreach paid off. And so whilst hundreds of people, and I'm not exaggerating when I say hundreds of people have said no to me and not bothered to even reply, and I've just outright just said, I'm gonna pass. There's always one, and you don't need more than, well, I don't need more than 10. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna message in the thousands, and if I get 10 people who come back to me, that is all I need. So yeah, it is, it's really nice actually that meeting went so well. And also it's just so nice to meet people who are genuinely so kind. I think that's the other thing I'm finding here, you know, we've met so many people, and some people are just so lovely. I haven't met anyone yet who I feel is very transactional or rude or any of that. So yeah, I'm loving it here. We've just come to this place called Veggie Grill. I'm so sure that we came here, but I already ate before, so I'm not that hungry. So I'm just having these summer rolls, which are yummy. And Nick's having this mad chicken burrito. It's a vegan place, by the way, so it's not actually chicken, it's vegan chicken. And these have, I think, tofu tenders or chicken tenders or something inside. Anyway, let's try. We don't look the best today, but it's the end of the day, okay? Right, let me try this. But I love summer rolls. Nice?
I like it, Bob.
Yum. I just have to tell you all, okay? It is, I'm acting as if it's like 10 past midnight. It's not. It's like nearly 10 o'clock, but that is late for us. As you can see on my face, I'm so tired. But I just got another reply back from someone who is someone I wanted to interview for so long. And I genuinely, honestly am laughing at myself, because I was the one that was always saying, just ask, just do the thing. And last week I got so into my head that I didn't do it. And I'm just so flipping glad I got out of my head and I did it, because I'm going to be able to get these guests on. And I'm going to tell you guys soon why this is so important for me. But it's so important for me. It's so important for me. So yeah, my reminder to all of you is just do not get in your own head about stuff, because you'll just feel worse about it. But if you get out of your head and do the thing, and if you do it enough times, I've mentioned before, it's not like every person that I've emailed has got back to me. In fact, most of them have said no. I got a really funny response from today being like, we're going to pass. And I was like, okay. So many people said to me, kindly, politely passing on this one. But then you just get one. And sometimes one is all you need. So anyway, good night. I need to go to sleep now. I'm knackered. Good morning, everyone. I'm in a very big rush because I'm going to my first podcast today. You're probably wondering why. Why am I in such a big rush? I don't bloody know. I've done my hair in a very non-me way. And that's because, one, I actually love like the slick back look on other people. And two, I don't wash my hair, which is the truth. So anyway, I'm going to the podcast. The reason I'm in a rush is because I want to get there half an hour before the guest gets there, because the guest is coming from far. I don't know why I'm saying the guest. Dr. Tara, I've already told you all. She's coming from far, and so I don't have Wi-Fi, so I basically need to get there just in case she's like 15 minutes early, and then she doesn't think I'm a weirdo that's not there. Thank God there's no one in the lift. But luckily the studio is literally a 5-minute walk from me, which is amazing. I woke up to an amazing email today, an amazing email saying someone else wants to come on my podcast tomorrow. I came to LA with 0 podcast booked, and in 1 week I have booked 7? No, 6, which I think is really good, and they're all amazing guests that I would have one day being like, oh my God, I cannot. I mean, today is the day that I still feel that way, but what I mean is, you know, if you told me 5 years ago I was going to get these people on my podcast, they'd be like, what? No way. So each of these guests is like phenomenal. Whoa, it's super sunny today. Yeah, and I'm just feeling so pumped and so good because I can't tell you how much of a rut I was in last week, in the sense of I was so in my head about the fact that people were going to say no. And I just was saying all these irrational things to myself, and I think we all say irrational things to ourselves. If you're watching this thinking, yeah, but Shivani, you're obviously going to get it because you do da-da-da-da, just remember that we all forget the positive things that we've done. We forget the evidence that supports us, and we're always looking at the evidence against us. And that is a very normal thing that we do when we are inside our own head. So having that conversation with somebody else last week really, really helped me, which is why I always say, speak it out, talk to somebody else, speak to a coach, speak to a mentor, speak to even a friend. I just spoke to a random person and I was kind of advising them. But you know, for me, I always feel when I'm helping somebody else, and this is why I actually love doing coaching and doing my workshops, is when I'm helping other people is when I often find the answers for myself, because everyone in life goes through moments where they doubt themselves, they don't feel good enough, they feel as if things aren't working out for them. But a lot of the time we're scared to take that action. Anyway, enough of my TED talk and this podcast. I feel like these are what my vlog's going to be about anymore, just like inspiring you and lifting you up, and also just seeing my fun life, because life is fun at the moment. It's a bit crazy, but it's very, very fun, and I'm very grateful. And can I just say how much happier I feel waking up every day when there's sunshine? It's just bloody amazing. Honestly, I'll just never get over it. I don't think we're ever going to live back in the UK, guys. I love it so much, and I do love London, and we're coming back in the summer. We've timed it very well. But I just need the sunshine every day. I need my skin to be bronzed like it is now, and I just need the vitamin D in my bones. Anyway, I'm going to the studio now for the first time ever. Shit, I forgot my SD drive. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get it after, and luckily it's only 5 minutes away. I can drop it off. But that was the first hurdle of the day. We found a solution already. We gotta push through. We have arrived. I have just got home from the podcast. I just got home from the podcast, and I'm going through a bit of a crisis right now, because basically I had a pretty big guest booked in for tomorrow morning. I don't know if I shared that today, I can't remember, but I had a pretty big guest booked in for tomorrow morning, and then the diary clashed. So they were like, sorry, we can't do the morning, can you do the afternoon? And then I messaged being like, no, because the studio wasn't booked. So then I said, can you do after 4? And then now I've just called the studio, and they've said that they are closed for their lunch break during that time, because he wants to film between 12:30 and 1:30, but the studio is closed from 12 to 1. And then now I said, can you do 1 o'clock? And they've said, yeah, we can do 1 o'clock. So I've had to go back and say, can you do at least 45 minutes? So you're only 15 minutes over the schedule. I don't know what they'll say. Maybe we only record half an hour. And is that really worth it? But I don't know. I wish I sometimes had like someone to help me manage all of this, because I just finished the podcast and then I forgot to upload my podcast in the UK, and I realized that we're 8 hours behind, but I can't get someone to do that. Anyway, this is a reality of it all. If you all think I have 10,000 people working with me, I don't. And then I've got to quickly reply to things before everyone falls asleep in the UK. Anyway, it's fine. I'm just now patiently waiting. I don't know how ridiculous I look. I'm patiently waiting to see what they come back to me and say. Pray for me. Well, actually, by the time you all watch this video, I'd have been able to tell you if I recorded with this person or not. Deep breath. Okay, so I have finished my podcast with Dr. Tara, and honestly, I just find her so interesting. And I just love having friends who have such a different opinion. If you watched my last podcast with her, we were talking around monogamy, and I just found it so interesting about some of the stuff she was saying. And then today we were talking so much around infidelity and how to basically, first of all, I covered, does anybody ever cheat unintentionally? Because I think that's a huge argument of, I didn't mean to, I didn't know what I was doing, it kind of just happened. She debunked that, and then we talked about how to essentially, what to do if someone's cheated on you and how to heal from it, and then how to also become intimate with that person again. Because she was like, not everybody who cheats is a bad person. And I honestly, after listening to her, agree. And so it was so interesting, even though those weren't my original opinions. I found it so interesting. Anyway, I just went home and had a bit of a crisis because the guest tomorrow, who was meant to come at 10 o'clock, then wanted to come at 12:30, but then the studio is booked between 12 to 1. So I said no, but then I went back to them and said maybe we can do 1. Anyway, I'm just waiting for them to reply, and there's a lot of back and forth. And it's so much pressure because I've already booked the studio. We've already started prepping for it. This is already all happening very last minute. And I still don't know what's going on. So anyway, I'm just come out now to come and get some lunch. We're just come to get a few things from the supermarket. And then I'm gonna have lunch. I'm gonna calm down a bit because I am feeling really stressed because there's so much going on, honestly. I also think one thing I'm not enjoying is being between London and LA. I don't think you can do it because when we wake up in the morning, it is chaotic. From 5 a.m. till 12 p.m, it is total chaos. It's like complete firefighting. There's so much pressure to get everything done because everyone goes to sleep and you want to catch people before they go into their next day. But anyway, we're just still in the process of figuring this all out. Anyway, let me go and get some food. There's nothing better than a Malteser, right? Okay, we're going. Come on. Got a Malteser. Quick lunch break. Relieve the stress. Ready? Hi.
Yes. Yes.
We have just come downstairs. Sorry. I'm eating a Malteser. Just sitting. I'm going to work here for the whole afternoon. These are all the things I need to get done today. And to be focused. Woo! The guest has just confirmed. So it's all guns going. It's 6 o'clock at the moment. I've just come up from being downstairs and then coming up and then being downstairs. I've been all over the place today. But now I'm going back to the room to plan a little bit more. This is a mad day, honestly. I feel like today has gone so up and down and I have a long night ahead of me. I had something in the afternoon tomorrow, so I had to cancel it, and then I was also going to Aloe in the afternoon tomorrow, so I cancelled that because then the timings were changed. Anyway, all is well. The sun is up, but look at the goosebumps on my legs. I'm so cold, but I'm going to hand this hard drive to the studio, and thank God they're only 5 minutes from me. What a crazy day. I feel like today's been a bit non-stop. I haven't even got to show you all everything. But anyway, I'm going to hand back the hard drive, or I'm going to give it to them because I forgot to do that. But it's a bit dodgy here, so I'm going to put my phone away because this area isn't the most, you know, when people come to the studio, they're like, you walked here, but I only live 5 minutes away, so it's fine. But they're like, why are you walking here? It's very dangerous. Anyway, I'm going to run. I feel like this is becoming a live diary at this point, but honestly, I have to say, just flipping love the people here. They're so goddamn nice. Never met such nice people in my life. I don't know if I'm just hanging out with mean people in London, but people here are just so happy and they're so friendly and they're so nice and they're so accommodating. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my Chipotle now, and I've got a long night of work to do today. Today is a day that is, I mean, I brought this on myself. I wasn't organised enough, and last week I was going through this imposter syndrome where I didn't bloody do anything. So then this week I have to get on with it. So, you know, there ain't no stopping for me today, which is fine, but I just need to keep doing deep breathing so I don't get stressed. We're just taking a little break because my brain hurts. We've got Chipotle and I've got the veggie bowl as usual, and Nick got his chicken burrito, and we're watching the Kardashians. Good morning, gorgeous people. I don't look very gorgeous this morning, but anyway, we'll just move past that. We have honestly had a really hectic morning. One thing that we're both struggling with here is the time zone issue, because I wake up not to the sound of a lovely prayer, which is what I normally wake up to in the UK, not to the sound of the sunshine, not to the sound of birds chirping. I wake up to the sound of Nikhil on his daily call every single day at 5 a.m. Which is honestly amazing that he does that. But at the same time, I'm like, we need to obviously get a bigger place in order to do that, because we do have a nice like co-working space downstairs, but it doesn't open, I think, until 9 o'clock. And so he has to do the call in the flat, which is it's just not the best start to the day when you wake up to hearing a daily call. It's just really a bit depressing, if I'm completely honest. And he could put headphones. You do put headphones in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to listen to him. It was you this morning. I was like, oh my God, please be quiet. I don't care.
It's not really nice, is it?
I know, but it was 5 a.m. and I'm waking up and you're like, yeah, so can you just check this coding? Yeah, AI, whatever you say, like codex.
Right.
I don't know what he says. Anyway, yeah, that's one thing I think we're struggling with, because it also makes you feel as if you're behind. So I wake up at around 5:30, 5:45, and already at 6 o'clock, I feel as if people are already so into their day. It's already 2 p.m. in the UK. And then I feel as if I'm really behind because I'm not caught up with everything. And you wake up to so many WhatsApps, so many emails, so many notifications, and it's so overwhelming. And I think that's one thing I'm missing, is like the peaceful morning. That's one thing we loved about Dubai. When you wake up, you're 4 hours ahead of the UK. And so you wake up, you can basically go for a walk, go to the gym. I used to go for a class. Used to basically have my breakfast and then start work at the exact same time other people were starting work. It was phenomenal, actually. Really, really nice. So that's one thing I'm not loving. But I guess if we moved here, we wouldn't be on UK schedule. Anyway, we're just about to go to the gym. Well, I'm just having a cup of tea before we go to the gym. But again, look, we're going to the gym at 10 o'clock. We would never do that in the UK. It's not like we're like 6 a.m. gym goers. So anywho, I've got a podcast today, which is really flipping exciting. I'm going to wash my hair. So when I get back, I need to do lots and lots and lots of prep. Also, I ordered these mic covers, right? I need to tell you a little bit of a story about them. Let's just pray. They're coming between 1:45 and 5:45. Let's just pray to God they come in time for the podcast today. Right. Let's move away from this singing man who's so happy right now. I'm so frustrated. Okay, so I ordered these mic covers to my building, which is honestly the most stupid decision I've ever made in my life, because the security guard at our building is honestly, the guy singing in the background. The guy singing in the background is just so LA. But anyway, the security guy in our building is so unhelpful, okay? Yesterday I said to him, oh, I'm just popping out for a second. We only have one fob. And I said to him, I just need to go to the next door. When I come back, can you just let me in so I don't have to call my husband from upstairs? Because we're living on the 5th floor and we only have one fob. He was like, no, sorry. And then today I had a package delivered and I said to him, well, will the package be? He's like, I don't know. So then I saw another guest, saw someone who lives there, and I just said, excuse me, do you know, can you help me? And he was like, I think it must be in this room. So he takes me into that room. I couldn't find it and I'm literally gonna be late for this very big podcast. And then Nikhil comes, and then I call Nikhil and I say, can you just come and help me? Because I can't find it. And I don't know when I'm gonna get in this room again. And then Nikhil comes and the security guard's like, you guys are not accessing this room legally. It's illegal and this is private property. And I'm like, what are you on about? Like, I got a package delivered here. He was like, impossible, you couldn't have got it delivered here. And I'm like, but I did. And he's like, well, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you, I've got a package delivered here and I'm looking for it. It's just flipping podcast mics, honestly. It's fine. It's so annoying, but anyway, I haven't done my hair. I hope my hair looks fine. I'm getting to the podcast studio now. I really did not want to be in this mood and this huff and puff. I've got to snap out of it now. Such a shame that these mic covers I don't know where they are. It's just really frustrating, honestly. Anyway, it's fine. They were never going to come in time for today. So it's my fault because I should have ordered them earlier. It's 100% my fault, and I have to remember this moment and understand that I've got to get shit done rather than faffing, or there will be consequences like there is today. But yeah, I just should have never got them delivered to my building because it's such a big building. And yeah, anyway, let's snap out of it. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be a great podcast. It's gonna be a good day. Oh my god. First of all, look how much my energy changes and how happy I am once I've done a podcast. Honestly, I just flipping love doing it. Secondly, let me tell you what happened, right? You saw what I looked like, had my hair and my rollers. I had a very big guest on today, a very big guest who was only in LA for 3 days. So it was a miracle that this happened. He's like a very influential person. I'm walking up to the house in this like bit of a strop. I'm like, snap out of it, snap out of it, snap out of it. Walking up to the studio, not the house, although the studio's in a house. Anyway, walking up to the studio, I see him. My hair is in my flipping heatless curlers, isn't it? And by the way, can I just say, praise the Lord, thank God my hair turned out okay with the heatless curlers, because sometimes I do it and it does not turn out that nice, as in it is very, it wasn't actually, it was a 1% a bit frizzy, I'm not gonna lie, it must be the heat, but sometimes I do it and it's very flat and it looks horrible and I need to like puff it up with a hairbrush and back comb it a little bit, so I did bring a hairbrush. I was so embarrassed because I'm pressing the buzzer for the studio to open the flipping gate. They're not opening the gate and my hair's there and I'm trying to take half it out. And then he comes and he's like, hi. And I'm like, oh, hello. Half of my hair is in the heatless color. Half of it's out. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just taking my hair out. And I was like, I just had to explain to him what happened with the mic thing. Hate how when that happens. But anyway, the thing is, I feel if that situation happens, you just gotta own it. You cannot be a frazzle dazzle. So I was like, oh my God, hi, sorry, I'm just taking my hair out in this thing. How are you? Like, how was your journey? And he was like, fine, yeah, okay. By the time I was like saying hello and all that, my hair had come out and it looked lovely. Thank God. We get inside the studio and we're just chatting. So it was fine. But anyway, that was one of the most amazing podcasts I've recorded. I'm not gonna lie. I know I say that all the time, but this was deep. This was like a spiritually deep one. We talked about mother and father wounds and how to heal your mother and father wound. It was an amazing podcast, honestly. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to listen to this podcast, okay? Because when this comes out, I think it's just an amazing podcast. So anyway, I'm feeling so flipping good after that. And now my hair looks horrible. And that is the power of the heatless curlers in the heat. I need to find a way to keep my hair looking nice. So basically, I haven't bought a device, like I haven't bought a curler or anything here, because I just thought, you know, I'll see how the heatless curler situation goes. But I think I will need to go to Sephora tomorrow and probably buy a hairstyling brush or a tool or something, just so I can not panic when my hair doesn't come out looking really nice. I mean, touch wood, today I was like very lucky that it worked. But yeah, anyway, I kind of forgot about that mic saga after my podcast. I've just reminded about it now that I'm walking back to the apartment and I'm going to see that security guard. He was so mean. But anyway, your day can turn around by a good conversation with someone, and hopefully when you listen to this conversation with someone, if you're having a bad day, it'll turn it around. I'm celebrating such a good podcast with a burger and chips, which are not done yet, and I'm watching it at home with the Furies. Just FYI on the podcast, I look like a very different person to what I look like at home. Good morning, everyone. We have just come to Beverly Hills today. I feel like all my vlog is me saying that. This is like my dream place to live if I was to move to LA. We're actually going to go see some houses at some point, just to manifest, you know. I think we should actually book in some appointments. What do you think?
What, to view?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I feel
Why not?
I feel like that's the first step to manifesting, is to know
It's true. I do agree with
what you
on
want and to believe that you can get it. My hair was looking wonderful. Now it's just being windswept. But anyway, I was talking yesterday, this is really relevant. I was talking yesterday about how I was going to buy a hair tool, but I curled my hair with straighteners, and I used to do this all the time, and I totally forgot that you can do that. Anyway, so I'm not going to buy a hair tool now because I'm just going to use my straighteners because my hair looks really nice today, although it's probably going to get ruined. We are just going to find a cafe to work, classic, and then after I'm going to go for my Pilates class at Aloe. We're kind of just doing the same thing every week, you know. There's nothing that crazy or exciting, except we are going to a new matcha place every single time. So today we just went to Leora, but because Alex Earl was just launching something there today, it was really manic and really busy. So we didn't actually get to sit down. It was like too hectic. So now we're going to Cha Cha, which I think is like a little bit of a chain. I remember seeing it in New York. Anyway, I'll tell you if the match is good. I'm so sorry, I completely forgot to show you what my matcha looks like. I got a cold foam coconut one. You know, it's really difficult because I was taking a picture for Instagram and I'm like, how many things can I flipping do? It's like, it's just challenging, you know, to do Instagram and YouTube and also just live in the moment. Anyway, look how gorgeous this is. I flipping love it. Rodeo Drive over there. Gorgeous. I'm just walking to the Aloe Gym now.
Watermelon, does that work? Yeah, sometimes it works. But sometimes you need to get that sneeze out. Pretty.
Well, that was a very fun class. Look how cute this jumper is. I love this colour. I actually have the gym set in this colour as well, but I was feeling a little bit chilly today, so I wore a jumper. I'm going now to meet Nick, and I've got to book in. I've just bought another package, because basically how it works with the podcast is you buy like a package, because it just works out so much better. So I bought 8 last time, and then I've just bought another one, and so I need to fill in another, I think, 6 guests. But honestly, I cannot believe how amazing some of the guests I've got on this podcast are. I'm so flipping excited for each of them, which is like a big sign for me, because I do feel in London I was kind of getting 1% bored of like looking for guests, and I guess I've always done it myself. And look, it's really easy to go down the celebrity route, right, and just get like amazingly popular guests, but I actually feel sometimes the conversations I have with the experts, sorry, I've got like hiccups, the conversation I have with the experts, I learn a lot more. Anyway, I'm going to meet Nick now because I'm gonna bash through loads more outreach, and I've also got loads of admin to do. And then this evening we're actually meeting his cousin for dinner, which is gonna be really nice. And also, sorry, I'm gonna go shopping for the podcast, because I realized on the first episode that I recorded, it's so different from my other setup where you could just see the top, and I don't feel like I have enough nice outfits here that I brought with me to basically wear for the podcast. So that's my excuse for Nick, and he allows me to continue my shopping addiction when it's to do with work, so this is the only way I can justify it to him, you know. Hopefully he doesn't watch this vlog. Right, I've come to meet Nick, and he's of course come to this place. So when we went to Jay's house, right, the day after we left, Jay was like, I'm going to recommend all the places to go to. And with me, I ask people to recommend me places. They send me multiple options, as did Jay, by the way. However, my husband is the complete opposite person, and all he does is come to this place called Creation to have protein shakes. And the thing is he doesn't like to make, he likes to make his own protein shake, because these, like, normally protein shakes are really rubbish for you and rip off. But these actually are really organic and healthy. Are they organic? Yeah. Do you know that? Or did I just make that up? Oh, it says it on here. I thought so. So it's organic and healthy. But anyway, my point is that Jay told him one protein place and like a million other places. And what did, if you choose, we've been here like 3 times already. And I've chosen a different match place every time. But anyway, he's not about variety and I am. So anyway, we're gonna have this and book some more guests in. Or how nice people are in LA, right? I just went into Monday, the store, like the swimwear store, and they don't have one in London. And the woman in there was so nice and so kind. She basically told me all about her apartment block and how nice it is, and then gave me like 3 rows to look at, and then gave me so many other tips on how to live in LA and not get a scam like we did with our Airbnb. And I didn't even know her, and she was so kind and was like, go here, I live here, this is how much I pay, this is how much this area is. Honestly, I just feel people here are so kind and so helpful, and they're just very, very, very sweet. And I love that everyone's so warm here. It just really makes a difference to your day. Just arrived, so Nico has got this chicken panini, and I have got this falafel crunch wrap, and we are at Pura Vida, which we've been to. How many times in Miami did we go?
5,000.
We love it, so we just thought we'd have a little healthy dinner tonight. Good news is that they have arrived in time for the podcast. Bad news, I can't flipping find them because this building is so big and there's like a million things here, and so I'm basically just trying to find where on earth these could be. I just come to Equinox today because I fancy a nice matcha and I can't find any lovely ones near us. What are these smoothies? Yum. We should steal these recipes and make them. Let's see what this matcha tastes like. Right, now that my skincare's done, I thought I'd come over here and do my makeup in the sunlight, which is great for all of you guys to see, but I can't flipping see anything because there's no mirror here. But anyway, happy Friday, everyone. I cannot believe how quickly the weeks and days are going here. We've always been here for 2 weeks, but I had a bit of a slow morning today, if I'm honest. I woke up in a weird mood. Over the last 2 nights, I keep having dreams about my grandma. And if you're new here, you just started following me, you probably won't know, but my grandma died less than 2 months ago now. About 2 months ago. Yeah, we're just coming up to 2 months. And it's been quite challenging, if I'm honest. I don't really talk about grief a lot in here. And I've said before as well, I don't think I will speak about it until I have been through all of the emotions, and 2 months is still very raw, it's very fresh. And as nice as the dreams were, when you wake up in the morning, you just feel like really upset in a way, because you just accept that they've gone, whilst in the dream that they're still alive. And also I think it's difficult at that point to be away from home because you're missing everyone and you want to talk to everyone. And as I've mentioned here, when I wake up, it feels I am so reactive with work. By the time I get a second to breathe, it's like dinner time in the UK for my family. They're busy, they're doing their own thing. So I do speak to them obviously every day, but it's not as free as when I'm in the UK and we're both in the morning getting ready, and so you have unlimited time to speak, if that makes sense a little bit. So yeah, I guess that is a bit of a challenge that I had this morning, where I wouldn't say I'm homesick, but I am definitely missing my family and friends and people that I'm close to, I would say. That is definitely kind of happening now. Because whilst everyone is so nice and so friendly in LA, I don't feel like I have a lot of close friends here. So yeah, I'm sure that will change. Like I said, we haven't even been here for 2 weeks yet. We'll be 2 weeks this weekend. So I've got to be patient. But yeah, anyway, good news is I am going to record a podcast today with someone who I wanted to for a very, very, very long time. I think a lot of you will know her, actually. She's very well known in a certain space I'm not going to say. Spoiler alert, a clue is in this video. But yeah, I'm going to record a podcast with her today, which I'm really looking forward to, because we're going to be talking about a topic that I really feel is not spoken about enough. One thing I will say is, whilst being here, because I'm not used to a lot of these guests, I'm coming up with so many more interesting topics to speak about that I angle the conversation in. Does that make sense? Like, because I'm just like, oh, I haven't heard of this person. Oh, how could I angle the conversation differently? I feel like I'm more excited to go to the podcast. Anyway, don't know why that is. I feel maybe like new city, new vibe, new mindset, not sure. Last time. Yeah, and then after I get back from the podcast, we're actually going to go to an area called The Grove, and we're going to do some shopping. And this time it's not for me, it's for Nikhil, before anyone bites their head off. I've done enough shopping on this trip, I think. So yeah, he wants to go and get some clothes. So I said, yeah, sure. Let's go to this area. It's going to be amazing. My energy is definitely a lot lower today than I guess other days. I've spoken to you all, and I think that is genuinely just what it's going to be like here. You know, we can't expect every day to be amazing. Can't expect, us to feel excited every single day. But I think, we're just going to take it as it comes. And yeah, I think this podcast will cheer me up, as all my podcasts do. They cheer me up tremendously. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm ready. I'm on way to the studio. I'm in a rotten mood. I'm just feeling so today, and I'm really getting frustrated, which I'm now just going to let go of those mic covers, because I've looked again this morning for so long and I couldn't find them. We've emailed USPS. We've gone through every mailbox we physically can in this building. The security guard's still getting annoyed with us. Anyway, can't find them. But you know what? Now I'm just like, they're not going to be there for 3 of the episodes. They weren't meant to be. It's fine. It's just annoying, I'm just annoyed with myself that I didn't order them on time. I think that's also another part as well, is that we beat ourselves up for things that we can just no longer control. And that's what I've been doing today. I'm just like annoyed with myself about so many different things, and then I'm frustrated. And anyway, I'm just in one of those moods, and I wanted to share it because I think if you look at my Instagram, it's difficult to tell the nuance, because I know 100% after I have this conversation I'm going to be in a different mood, and you're going to see that. It's just sometimes in the mornings, because it's so overstimulating here, I find it quite hard to essentially just regroup and regulate myself, basically. Anyway, it's fine. It's a gorgeous day, and that's all I should focus on. I'm going to have this lovely conversation. So yeah, doesn't matter about the flipping mic covers, does it? I'm no longer going to search for them. I'm just going to let them go and maybe order new ones when I go back to London or something. But yeah, that chapter is done now, so there's no point me going on and on and on about it. I totally forgot to vlog the dinner. This is so difficult, honestly. I forget everything. Anyway, we had pesto pasta, we had some chips, some bread, just carbs basically. That's all we had.
I just
carbs.
realised how nice this tree is.
Which tree? We're at the Grove in Beverley. Is that no, we're at the Grove, yeah. Is it in Beverley? I don't know if I said that right. That is a lovely tree. Yeah, sorry everyone. I'm not very good at vlogging today. I'm having one of those days. Wow, look at this Barnes & Nobles. It's amazing. I love buying books. I need to really control myself because we don't really have a lot of space. Am I allowed to buy a book today?
No.
I've already bought 3.
Finish our existing ones first.
Okay, fine. So we've just come to the farmer's market at the Grove. So cool, they've got all of these little things. Let me just wipe my camera. How nice. We found an acai a while away.
I want to kind of forget some of the movie.
Can't even see it underneath all the toppings. Good morning, happy Saturday. We're on our way to a Pilates class at the one hotel. We tried to walk, and then how many minutes? Half an hour ago, we're like, we can't do this.
We were going to go there past 11.
Waymo to the rescue.
So
Yeah,
nice
sure.
and cool.
That was the reason, right? It's because we were going to get there late. We
That
were like
was.
dying up the hill. It was so hard, and it was also really dodgy from when we were walking. Anyway, I'm really excited for this group Pilates class. I think it's on the sunroof, so hopefully it'll be really nice. That Pilates class was blistering. I thought I was gonna burn up, so I left after 10 minutes because I thought I was gonna throw up. And I went to come and get coffee and matcha, and then the guy was so lovely, he gave me just another matcha. So I got 2 matchas and a coffee, which is fantastic. And now we're gonna go work outside. Nikhil's still staying in the class, by the way, because he's a trooper and I'm a bit of a baby. Just ordered the scrambled tofu breakfast burrito again, and it's so flipping good. And Nick has ordered, what did you get, honey? What is it again?
It's a chicken Caesar wrap.
Wait. What did you just say? So 1 second, I need to give you context. I'm watching this, right? wrote Hailey Bieber $1 billion sale, and I was explaining to Nick that she did so incredibly well and how her iPhone case was genius. And then what did you just say to me?
So Road, its main product is iPhone cases.
It's makeup. It's makeup. It's makeup. She sold it to Elf Cosmetics for $1 billion, but it's makeup. The really amazing and innovative thing that she did was basically an iPhone case and stick her lip gloss on it. Bro, this is a cosmetics company.
It's very unclear.
Okay, update on my podcast mic situation. I knew I said I was going to let this go, but I sent a complaint. And now I've just got this, and I'm like, where the hell is this flipping personal locker? We've just come to Larchmont, and look at this farmer's market. It was amazing. They gave me a free strawberry, which is nice. I love farmers markets.
The best strawberry I ate.
Bobby, let's get some nice bread. Oh, it's so cool. Let's try another strawberry. I'm just going around eating all the samples. Right, we have come to, what's this place called, honey?
It's called
Shua. In what area? Larchmont. Oh look, let me show you the what's called this. That's where we are. Suwa, not the Mara bit. Anyway, and Nick has got us a banana matcha, something which he's never done before, and it's a bit risky. Let's try it.
One straw for your lipstick.
You know, I don't understand why, like, if you're a man watching this vlog, I don't get, why do you think it's okay to kiss a woman who wears lipstick, but you don't like having the same straw? I'm gonna sneeze. Why? Okay. Anyway, let's just try this banana matcha. I'm so shocked you went for this.
Yeah, because I thought it'd be something. I'll go be adventurous.
Delicious. Tastes like a smoothie.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It just tastes like a very sweet matcha, though, doesn't it?
That is
delish.
It's good.
It's like a dessert, though. It's like an ice cream.
It is like an ice cream. Yeah.
It's delish. Well done. But I wouldn't have it again.
Yeah.
You?
No, I know what I.
But it's a nice little sweet treat.
It is nice little.
Right, boys and girls, we are at the end of this vlog. I'm gonna take my makeup off as we close, because you'll see from this vlog, if you've got this far, the mix of emotions that I've had this week. One minute I'm really excited and happy and I'm like, I love it here. And the next minute I'm like, oh my God, so much stuff going on. And I think I definitely was missing home a bit this week. And I'm just missing having people I know around, you know, and I'm missing having my own home, and I'm missing having a routine, because we just do not have a good routine here. Anyway, I'm just gonna cleanse my face now. I've just actually used this Clinique one. I love the Elemis one, but I also actually really love this one, and look, it doesn't burn my eyes or anything, which I really do like. And then I'm going in with a double cleanse with the Ranova Saffron cleanser, which I like because it's much lighter. But yeah, I think this has been a very raw and real vlog. You'll see me really kind of sharing the ups and downs of it. I do want to share a bit more, but you know, I really do feel very nervous to share sometimes how I really feel, especially about us leaving and missing family, because everyone's simple answer is, well, just don't go, we'll just come back. This is the reason you're testing it, you know? 1 second. All of the towels in the wash, so I don't actually have any fresh towels to wipe my face. Lovely. But yeah, I am a bit nervous sometimes to share how I'm really feeling about it. And sometimes well, this week I didn't talk to anyone about it, really. I kind of hinted it on a vlog, but I didn't call my family and tell them. And I think that's because they're so anti us moving here that I feel I can't even say, oh, I'm missing home, because then they're very much like, yes, well, don't go. We told you you shouldn't go, and it's really far, and la 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 la. So sometimes it feels I don't have anyone to speak to about a lot of stuff, which can feel a little bit lonely and isolating. And you know, I don't know any of my friends that have moved without having a reason. Like a lot of my friends who have moved in general have always had like a job opportunity or something, but when you're doing it off your own accord, it can feel quite scary, but also to other people it can feel unnecessary. So you also feel you don't necessarily have a voice to say, hey, I'm finding this really hard, because people's like thing is just like, well, just come home. And it's not as simple as that, you know, because everything is nuanced, and some days I'm gonna find it hard, some days I'm gonna be fine, as you can see in this vlog. Anyway, I'm faffing now, but I'm basically just gonna do my skincare, get to bed, and then tomorrow we're actually heading to a very different area. So I might take the day off vlogging, I might not. If I really love it, I might show you all. But thank you so much for watching. If you're watching till the end, you'll see my most vulnerable side if you stay till the end. I am so grateful for those of you who comment and just message me really, really lovely things, because you have no idea how much they mean. I think on other platforms it's a bit harsher and it's a bit more brutal, but I really do love YouTube as a platform because I feel people are so nice on here. But anywho, before I chat to you all for the rest of the night, I'm gonna get into bed now because I've got to be up early tomorrow, and I'm gonna get this vlog edited and uploaded on time so that you can all watch it on a Sunday. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead, and I will see you on Tuesday for another podcast, and I will see you next Sunday for another vlog. Good night.